Hey viewers! Welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer, and today we're doing a 3v3 game with Dr. Mundo. And Dr. Mundo is played by Nymphador Bot, and he is going to show us how to play this. As you can see, a lot of really good, really tanky characters, which means we probably won't be seeing a lot of kills, but, well, early game at least. But that doesn't really matter, it can still be an excellent game. Going with the Dorn Shield first here, which is a nice choice on Mundo, but well, there's a lot of nice choices on Mundo. And since he already has a lot of regen, you can use the armor to actually just make your character a whole lot better, because if you have armor, then your health points are basically worth more. So, and in addition to that, you get some extra health regen, but that's only 8 health regen per 5, and for Mundo that's not a whole lot, because his passive gives him 0.3% of his maximum health each second, and that is 18, I think. No, it's 1.8. So it's actually about equal. So, as you could see, there were some champions in the bot lane, but now they just retreated to the tower. And we might see some engagement elsewhere on the map. But for now, yeah, they're just walking around a bit. I have no idea if anyone is going to jungle. There is at least no smite, even though smite would be very good on someone like Mundo or Warwick. And wow, running into the bush there all on his own. Yeah. Wow. They got lucky there, because normally, of course, nobody comes. And yeah, now the Warwick is going to have a little bit of an easier time up top. But we are going to follow Mundo. Yeah, now that Blitzcrank has shown himself, it is going to be a lot easier for the top laners to actually get into their lane and not be scared. So keeping Veigar away from the minions is actually crucial in this matchup, and they should be able to do that because, well, Veigar is all alone. And I think they actually have put 2 of them top. But Veigar actually can build up his AP by using his Q like that, getting last hits with his Q. He gets AP. And oh, let me show you this, so you can actually find out. I don't know if my mouse was in front of it, but you can actually find out what runes he uses, or she. I don't know. Because if you're called Nymphador, then yeah, you're either a Harry Potter fan or you're a woman. So wow, Mundo actually getting the first blood there. Didn't expect that, but then one of his teammates falls and he gets a double kill, and actually this is going to be a triple kill. And there we go. Very nice start. Wow. Yeah, the Infected Cleaver is really, really good at picking off people, because it slows them down, and even on the 3v3 map the distances are big enough to make that worth it. And as you can see, the distance between these turrets is huge compared to the map size. So even compared to a 5v5, it is pretty big. It is actually really big, and you can really use that to your advantage if you have a good slow or repeatable slow, like this 4-second cooldown on Infected Cleaver. So 0% cooldown reduction, and if he actually uses some cooldown reduction, that would even make it better, obviously, because you can throw more of them. But yeah, we saw it being very useful there, and yeah, he did a good job, just staying in, keeping attacking, and yeah, his teammate died, and fortunately he didn't run after him trying to save him, because that wouldn't have worked anyway, and this way he got 3 kills. Plus, well, they got first blood, which is 100 extra gold, which is even better. So it seems that they decided to do the 1v1 bottom lane and then the 2v2 top lane, which is not the normal way to do this. And yeah, I don't know. It to me this is more logical. I don't know why it grew to be 2 in the bottom lane, 1 in the top lane. But to me this is more sensible, because one of the 2 in the top lane can actually go jungle if there's nothing to do. You can also protect the dragon better, because if you have 2 in the bot lane, there's no way you can protect dragon. You have to walk a long way to actually get to it, and there's no way you can get there in time. Oh, I forgot. I have to put the sound up. Oh yeah, I reinstalled it, that's why. I don't know, I'll just put something up there, and we'll just have to see whether it is too loud. It is definitely too loud for me now, but fortunately I have a volume control. So let me know if this sound, if you can actually hear the sound effects, and if they're actually, well, good enough. If they're too loud, I will check if they're too loud. But yeah, I don't know if it's any good, basically. So using the ultimate here just to heal up, not for the additional movement speed. I don't know if I have a Mundo game. Yeah, I have several Mundo games of myself, but I never explained the skills, so I'll just explain the skills. So as I mentioned, the innate ability gives you 0.3% of your maximum health each second, which, well, is decent, but yeah, which is the reason why many people go for... Wow, that actually killed him. I'm impressed. But it is the reason why many people go for what's it called, Warmock's armor. Because Warmock's armor gives you like 1900 extra life, which basically doubles your innate ability, or the healing of that. And also it has health regen of its own, so it's even better that way. So then the Infected Cleaver, your Q skill, which is, I think, always the skill to level up first. There are circumstances in which to level up your E, but those are really, yeah, most of the time it's better to just go for the cleaver. It's definitely not something you need to take care of and need to wait for, but there are circumstances in which if you start off with jungling on the 3v3 map, for example, you probably want to get the E first, because your damage is increased by so much that way. Then the W. The W is basically a skill to avoid CC, crowd control effects, and also to do damage to the useful skill. It does cost quite a lot of health, so all the skills cost health. So you should really watch out for that. And the Vigar ult being really useless against Mundo here, and don't know why Vigar just didn't run out. I don't know. He wanted to get something done, I guess. But then the E, Masochism. it increases your attack speed by 40, but since your attack speed is about 70 when you begin, that is a huge deal at level 1. It is a little less of a big deal when you reach the higher levels, but it is the reason why nobody buys AD items on Mundo. You buy attack speed items, because with this you can basically do all the damage you want. And then you get a bonus effect for the percentage of health you're missing, kind of like Olaf has with attack speed, Mundo gets with attack damage. And then his ultimate, well, we saw it multiple times already. Yeah, it's basically regeneration. It's 40% and then something like 55%, and then the third level is 70% of your health is regenerated by just pressing your R, and it has a very short cooldown, 67 seconds. But the main thing is, if you have more life, you regain more life. You regain more health here. And yeah, actually catching him with the rocket grab, and they may actually go after him here. Yeah, really nice. By now he's not worth a whole lot of money anymore, and there's someone in the bush. I'm sure they saw it. Yep. And there we go, not a dead guy. Oh, is he actually going to get out? Using his ultimate here, and yeah, not landing the Q. So, oh, he's coming back in. Maybe they still have a chance to get him. Mundo running out, obviously, for the low health. And yeah, no Q on... so no rocket grab from Blitzcrank there, which is unfortunate. It would be very good to get that kill, but because I think that the Vigar is really not worth anything anymore, but the other two might still be worth something. Hang on, I'm having some severe troubles with my mouse. Just bought a new mouse, so I'm still making the right settings. Because my old mouse was one of those really old ones with a ball in it, and this is a laser mouse, like, or an infrared mouse, like everybody has. But the problem is that it's much more sensitive, so I need to get the settings correct, because otherwise I just fly over the screen like a madman. And hang on, I was trying to, yeah, so 1402 and 01, so none of them are doing a really great job, but they're still worth a lot more money than the Vigar is, with 4 deaths in a row, because he got the first kill and then, well, died 4 times. So doing a good job of keeping up with the minions. Not the highest score, but still a pretty decent score. He has the same score as the highest on the enemy team. And Vigar once again getting killed. I discussed this before, but people seem to disagree with it for some reason. That this map really requires you to be tanky, and that someone like Vigar would not be good on it. Ooh, he's actually getting out. Come on, go home. Please go home. You are going to get killed here. I don't know. What are these people thinking?
Ally has been slain.
Yeah, I don't know what he's saying here, but if he's saying that was really stupid of me, then I totally agree. But yeah, you're not going to do that with no mana barrier up and like 100 health. And yeah, Vigar is telling it himself, he is not very good in a 3v3. Because you need to be tanky, you need to be able to escape these long lanes, but also because you're really really tanky, it is just really hard to kill you in the jungle or in anywhere basically. And this map is all about ganking, so if you're as weak as Vigar is, then you cannot survive any gank, even if you hit the stun, unless you hit all of the champions, and yeah, then obviously you might have a decent chance to survive. But the Veigar can be decent on a 3v3 if your enemies are bad, but yeah, you should never assume that they are bad. That's just crazy. And yeah. Oh, by the way, this is a ranked match, so these are pre-made teams, so both teams, and I'm not sure if they are on TeamSpeak or anything like that, but they are definitely working together pretty well. We haven't seen a lot of coordinated gangs, but at least we have seen some evidence of them actually paying attention and actually getting some warnings across. But they are also using the chat, so I'm assuming that there is no voice chat going on. So they get a turret here. This is basically how this map works. If you kill your opponents, so at least one of them, you get a turret late game. And now they get a dragon because, well, there's nothing the enemy can do. Well, by now it's 12-3, so there's really nothing the enemy can do. But this is really how you play a 3v3. You just kill your enemies, and once you kill one of them, you either get a turret or dragon, or yeah, the buffs are really more important than they show here, but still, it is a good job. The buffs are really strong, only they last so shortly. It is really, yeah, you cannot go back and then go back in, because then your buff is already worn off, and I really hate that about this, but I think they're overpowered otherwise. So yes, increased attack speed. This is the one. Hang on. So attack speed increase and reduce cooldowns. That's the green buff. And of course we can see the Blessing of the Lizard Elder, which is red buff, and the Crest of Crushing Wrath. Whatever. That is basically the dragon buff, and it gives you increased damage, and it gives you increased damage based on your level. So level 13 you get 13% increased damage, and that is awesome. And on top of that you get I think it's 290 gold, something like that. So it's almost 300 gold per person if you kill the dragon. So that makes it even better. And that is why I always say that it is the most important target on this map, and it's a lot more important than doing anything else. You need to get the dragons. And every time it respawns, you need to be there. You need to ward it. You need to make sure that your enemy doesn't get it. And there we go. Using the ultimate to stay alive. And once again, Veigar's ultimate not doing anything because nobody's building AP. And he's just, yeah, he just ran in for some reason. 9-0 by now. Really nicely played. Yeah, just trying to find out. This guy has some AP. But yeah, you're not going to kill Blitzcrank with the Veigar ultimate, because he doesn't build too much AP anyway. And yeah, I think this is another turret. Because they, they're back up. They're not really high level now. They're really under leveled. So I expected the respawn times to be a little longer. But apparently they are not, and the enemies are back up. So getting the inhibitor here is also a big target, because once you have that, it is almost impossible to get out of your base, because you only have 3 champions. So you cannot really go out with your whole team except for one champion, because yeah, well, 3v2 or 2v3 is a whole lot worse than 4v5 on the other map. So there are a lot of things that are completely different. Yeah, we saw this coming. I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's just new to 3v3s. Maybe he's just not paying attention. Maybe he's drunk. But he got 2 kills or 2 deaths now that are actually completely his fault. And you could have seen coming from a mile away. And well, they only have, so the enemy team only has 4 kills. That makes it even worse, basically, because otherwise they would have had 2 kills, and that would have been a lot more awesome. So Warwick taking out the red buff here, and we are just buying some more good stuff. Buy something lifestealy. I really like Stark's Fervor here. It's also one of the recommended items. It is normally the first item I go. So after, well, the initial item, I normally choose something like Doran's Shield or Cloth Armor, depending on what kind of team I'm up against. Maybe even Null Magic Mantle if it's a complete magic team. But I guess Cloth Armor is still better, because early game the only harassment they're going to do is physical damage.
An enemy has been slain.
And now there's one death once again, and yeah, Nessus is just in top lane, and that's why jungle is so important, because now they can see you. They can see that Nessus is in top lane, so they can take out this turret with no problems. And yeah, they can even take the inhibitor, because by the time Nessus would get back, he's not even coming back. By the time he would get back, they have already got about half of the inhibitor, and there's no way he's going to kill them in that time. Yeah, now they get the turret, and this is typical for 3v3. Once you kill your opponents, there is no way they can come back. And that's kind of a shame, but it also makes it a lot quicker, and that makes it a completely different style of play. Just keep attacking the Nexus. One of them is going to distract this bunch, and yeah, doesn't matter, just attack the Nexus. So the second, hang on, it's 55 indeed. So it's 40%, 55%, and then 70% of your life that you heal back. Is he building some AP? No, just did a lot of healing. So anyway, short game. Still going to put up another Mundo game in the future on a 5v5 probably, but it was a nice game, and you got to see some 3v3 action once again. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. GG.